Good day. Today is May 7. It's in the morning, Monday. The time here is 10:48 in the morning. We're now on May 7, 2018. I think you already met Wilhelmina from video to video. No matter how I explain about how to secure gold and diamond, still most of you guys are not really paying attention. I just finished having a conference last night and this morning, and one of the buyer, she's in Conakry, 2 to 3 weeks, and she couldn't find gold. And her broker, there were three of them. She came to me because I have my virtual page on Facebook, and she said, "Madam, we have a buyer on the ground in Conakry." I said, "Really? And how long the lady is on the ground?" "I think, Madam, 2 to 3 weeks." So I told this broker, I think she's not really a buyer, because a real buyer only stay for 7 days. A real buyer would be formally invited by a company. I work for the seller. I handle marketing globally. I'm the one who introduced this live video conference, and I'm the one who put everything on my virtual page. What necessary requirement the buyer needs to take the gold out of the country, because gold has many uses. I don't know what you are going to use. Maybe you are going to make into gold coins, the money that we're using. Maybe you're going to use to put that into mobile phone. There is gold in mobile phone, laptop. Or maybe you are going to make into industrial or medical uses, jewelry, and gold bullion, which is 99.99. Now, so gold has many uses, right? Now, in Africa, 98% gold and diamond, iron, gas coming from that huge country. Africa is blessed by God. They were given rich on natural resources. Why Australian company is in Africa? Why Chinese are there? Why Canadian, American, German, French, Russian, why are there? Because of the supply. You're hungry to buy, and the seller is hungry to sell, because they have the production. There's a saying, supply and demand determine the price. Now let's talk about gold and diamond. Now we have supply. I work for the seller. I am not a broker, because if I'm a broker, I'm chasing you. I am not chasing you. I am telling you that we have the supply. So therefore you need to chase us, right? So now we are now on the modern technology. You don't need to float around from broker to broker. I call that online gold prostitute. Why? When I was in Ghana, one of my sellers was telling me, when I was in Accra Shopping Center, there's so many foreigners haggard. So, "Oh, madam, these foreigners are gold prostitute." I was laughing. So you guys, you're also online gold prostitute. Why? You cannot find the supply. You've been floating to broker to broker. Well, Amina is here in front of you, explaining how are you able to secure. Now, going back to this lady in Conakry, she was looking for 28,000, and she wanted the gold to bring that to the central bank. No, it wouldn't work. Central bank has nothing to do. The owner of the gold will only acid the gold to the local refinery. Then when you're happy, because the local refinery will give you the purity and the carats. Then when you're happy, that is the time you pay for the gold. Then the seller will secure export documentation from the central bank. And then you requested us to bring the gold to central bank. I think you are crooks. You are a joker, because you don't know what you're doing. So that lady, she failed. Another guy, an Indian guy, is in Mali. He said that there's so many scammers in Mali. Mali is the third largest gold producer in West Africa. Don't you know that? There is a company from Perth. They are mining gold in Mali, Bamako. They bring the gold to Australia, because the bank are the investors. And that company from Western Australia, they created local job. And also the KMR, the biggest refinery in West Africa, based in Bamako, Conakry. Bamako, Mali, excuse me. And that Italian group of company, they were given a tax incentive by the government. So they can buy gold and refine it and send it to Italy, because the central bank needs gold. And you, as a small trader, you're asking for CIF. then you're gonna say scam is scam. You are the scammer. The meaning of scam means lied, deceive, and manipulate. You are the manipulator. I refrain using the word scam because I was also being deceived by a buyer. I was being screwed, you must remember. After I arrived in Australia, after my return from my destination in Ghana, I was the one who introduced this. I patterned the way we Australians selling products. In Australia, you can buy groceries delivered in your doorstep. You can do the banking, online banking. We don't carry money anymore in our wallet. All are paperless. So I'm the one who introduced this because Africa are behind on modern technology. And you guys, you're crooks. You say, oh, madam, so many scammer. No, you are the one. You are crooks and you are launderer because you're asking for cheap price. And then you're asking to bring gold to your destination. You never know you are a scammer. You never know you are a criminal. You never know you're a thief. A minute that the gold and diamond is in your possession, the seller has no control. So therefore you have to pay. This is not a banana business. This is a real business. Now going back to the price of gold today. Today the price of gold is 42,322.65. Do you have the money to buy? Are you really hungry to buy? Are you? So therefore, we are going to supply you if you're hungry. Now you're going to say, madam, why the gold is 42,000? You go on the world market. You will see the price today is 42,332.65 per kilo. And if you're hungry, we are here to supply you. We will give you a discount so that you can get the profit. And when you resell it to your own buyer, because you're a gold trader, you buy and sell, we will give you a discount based on the world market, tax inclusive. You are not paying taxes. The seller will pay tax to his government when you pay the gold. Now how? Number one, you finish watching this video, you said, hi Wilhelmina, I saw you on YouTube. I'm going to secure gold. Yes, you need to send a letter of attention to Wilhelmina first. And I would know which seller I'm going to put you. Number two, you state what carat and the purity that you are looking for. What are you intend to use, because gold has many uses. Right. Number three, the mode of payment. Okay, I'm going to elaborate what kind of mode of payment. This is not CIF. This is not LC. This is not SBLC. This is FOB. Right. So therefore, you're gonna convince Wilhelmina that you have available fund in your bank account. For example, on 50 kilos. Okay, on 50 kilos, it's already $1 million, over $1 million. All right, today we are selling $38,000 per kilo. As today, we give you 10%. When you resell it to the refinery, you sell it to 3%, you have still 7%. Every week, you order, you get the profit of 90% a year based on the gold. Now you're gonna say, oh madam, I'm gonna start 5 kilos. Fine, you send us a letter of intent. We want your business license, we want your importation license and refinery. Are you going to hand carry or ship it to the refinery as a consignee? So you need to state that in your letter of intent. Does that make sense now? So it's very simple. And you're hungry to buy, we are hungry to supply you. But I'm not chasing you. You are chasing us because we are now on the modern technology. That is why I'm explaining how are you able to get this supply. A few minutes ago, this morning, someone from Russia called me. He said he's a buyer. So he speak a little bit of English, and I told him that I really don't deal with WhatsApp because people using WhatsApp are brokers. So he came on Skype. So I interview him on Skype. Middle of my interview, he said he has a buyer. Can you say that? He said he is a buyer. Middle of my conversation, because I interviewed him like when you apply for a job, and he said he has a buyer. I said, okay, where is your buyer coming from? Dubai. See? So that buyer is also a scammer. He's a liar. So that is how people are scared with this woman. Because I'm very frank and straightforward, because I don't buy bullshit. This gold business is not bullshit business. Really, to be honest with you. So, he failed. Right. We have gold, my dear. We have gold in Conakry, if you want Conakry. We have gold in Mali, if you want Mali. Right. Now, I had a buyer. I'm going to share this buyer that he was been window shopping for 3 months. He was being offered very cheap. Suddenly, he come back to me. Last week, he come back to me. He sent his business license. He sent an importation license. That is a real buyer. He is going to get the gold in Conakry of 500 kilos. Yes, he provide bank statement that he has more than $1 million. That is the kind of buyer. Now, this buyer from South Africa, you must remember. And South Africa is the first gold producer in Africa. But you cannot buy gold in South Africa. Why? The big company are financing that miners and bring out to the country. There is a refinery in South Africa called RAM. They travel from different part of Africa buying gold as well. Now this buyer, he's a jewelry manufacturer. He's also buying diamond to my seller in Conakry. So that is the type of buyer we are looking for. We are not looking for cheap buyer. We are not looking for joker. You're gonna say, oh well, Amina is scam. I don't know. Maybe you are the one because you're scared. Why are you going to be scared for? You're buying solid cash, my love. And your paper money has no value, you must remember. Paper money and solid cash, which is gold, just like husband and wife. Right. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. Do not be scared with this woman, because my seller have gold. I'm the one who introduced this live video conference, and I'm not going to deal with you guys talking about WhatsApp. What for? You are already on Skype. Come on Skype and ask many questions, because Wilhelmina will interview you. It's very simple, my question, just like when you apply for a job. What you can contribute to the company. I will reverse the question. What you can afford to pay. Simple as that. You're gonna say, oh, it's BLC, therefore you don't have the money. It's BLC, you have the facilities in the bank because you have a bank account. The seller has no facilities. The seller wanted to sell the gold because he is going to feed his community, he is going to pay his worker, he is going to pay his overhead, so therefore he's selling. Here's the gold, you taste it, come with invitation. When you see the purity in the carats, then that is the time you release the payment. You're gonna say, oh well, Amina, I'm going to buy gold, no upfront fee. No, there is no upfront. You pay for it. You cannot take the gold out of the country without export documentation that the gold is free of illegal activities, that you have paid the gold, and the custom clearance, and the attestation, and that gold has be cleared from illegal activities. Without that documentation, you will never get the gold out of the country. So therefore, you're a smuggler. If this is the case, yeah, you are really a smuggler. You are crooks. Most of the buyer wanted to bring gold in Dubai. Many years ago, Dubai has no importation tax. Today, when you bring gold to Dubai, you pay importation tax. That is normal. Excuse me. In Australia, every time we buy, 10% GST, government sales tax. Now, I'm going to explain to you why you're going to pay the gold. The seller will declare to his government. The government charges the seller of value-added tax. That is normal. Then when he sells the gold to you, the seller will declare that he is going to export to you. So therefore, you need to pay the gold in order for the seller to declare who you are. That's right, you're gonna pay bank to bank. There is no upfront here. If you cannot afford to pay the gold, therefore you are not a buyer. You have no money at all. Why are you gonna ask no upfront? We don't know you. You're a stranger. Never know you are a crook or never know you are a criminal. I met a crook buyer already in the past. I've been to Dubai. I interviewed buyers in Dubai. 8 of them didn't meet the criteria at all. They're asking, bring gold to Dubai. Who you are? Gold is money. And then you're gonna resell it to the refinery, and then you're gonna sell it 3%. Without any putting money, you get the handsome profit. You never know you're gonna kill the seller. One of the seller in Conakry was been murdered in Dubai. He was been poisoned. One seller in Sierra Leone, he brought the 25 kilos. He was offered drinks, and there was drugs on the drinks. One seller in Sierra Leone brought the diamond in New York. The gun was on his head. How do I know? The seller come to me. He saw my video. They tell their sad stories. So that is the reason why I said to my seller, do not give your gold to any stranger without paying, without who is the buyer. Do not travel to Africa without invitation. Do not. I can guarantee you, you will fail. All right, you will fail. There's a guy, I'm not going to mention his name. He is from Gold Coast, but he lives in United Kingdom. I was having a conference with him last night, and he's been sending me messages on Skype, and I told him, oh, what can I do for you? Have you found gold? He said, no, I haven't. And he went to Nigeria, and I said to him, tell me, how do you find Nigeria? And he said, oh, it's very dangerous. There's so many crooks. Of course, you're buying this precious item. Sellers are really hungry. If you keep on bargaining, yes, you're gonna be murdered. I'm telling you, guaranteed. If you are keep on bargaining, and the seller, African seller, is hungry to sell, and they are angry of you, and then you keep on bargaining and bargaining, at the end of the day you don't have the money, they will kill you. I can guarantee you 100%. So that is the reason why you do the right thing. Do not muck around with them. If you're gonna muck around, believe me, you will be kidnapped. I can guarantee you. So that is the reason why we don't deal buyers with no invitation. When we invite you, you are our valued customer, and Wilhelmina already screened about you. So therefore, when I screen you, you are a real buyer. So you are safe. Don't be scared. Because once we invite you, we guarantee that you are be safe, and you guarantee as well that you have the fund available to pay what you are buying. Now, we have an option here. If you buy 50 or 100 kilos, we will give you an option. You make a commitment. It's not upfront. Remove that word upfront, because there is no upfront. You taste the gold, for example, 50 kilos, right? That's more than $1 million. You don't have $1 million. You have no $3 million. 50 kilos is 21 millions already. More than 21 millions. I'll get my calculator. 38,000 times 50. That is 1,900,000. Huh? Because the price of gold is down. Okay? So we are giving you 38,000 tax inclusive as today. So don't bank on it, because tomorrow the price of gold is different. If the price of gold tomorrow will be 45,000, is another discount. We give you 10%. Right? But we will discuss it if you are really true buyer. So this is only a pre-discussion. So don't bank on it. Because I look at on the world price of gold today. It's different. The price of gold is 42,332.65. So we give you 10% less. So when you resell it, 3%, you get the 7%. You multiply that every week. Okay, 7 times 4 weeks, you have 28% profit. You multiply that 12 months, you have high profit, very high, 80% plus. You deposit your money to your bank account. The interest rate is 3.5 compared to gold investment. Does that make sense? So if you don't have money, don't be involved in gold business. If you think that you can leverage it and you sell it to your customer, and then you ask the buyer, my seller, to bring the gold to your destination, it wouldn't work at all. And I would not allow my seller to do so. Why? You never know. You're gonna deceive my seller. You never know you're gonna murder, because it's happening. One of my sellers went to Russia. He brought 100 kilos. He was missing. Yeah. One of the seller from Conakry, Mr. CDB, was poisoned by Indian Pakistani national in Dubai. He was being entertained a good dinner, and that buyer has an intention to put poison on the tea. And what happened? The seller died. So that gentleman, Mr. CDB, the wife lost the husband, the children lost the father, out of 48 kilos. Since then, my seller was telling me I would never advise my seller to gamble it, because we are not hungry. We have the gold. Gold is money. You come and buy with invitation, with the contract. Very simple. I hope you understand what I'm saying now. Now, after you listen to this video, I will give you the link, the real full corporate offer. Now, if you're hungry today, tell me how many quantity you need. You say, oh, well, Amina, I'm going to buy gold bullion, 24 carats. No, you are buying Doribar. You will only get 24 carats when you refine it, because gold has an impurity like magnesium, lead, silver, and zinc. That is the reason why I want you to come on Skype, because I'm going to interview you. What are you intend to use? Right. Now, I'll give you the link on the price of gold, so that you will understand that gold is not bread or banana. Even banana, you cannot take banana out of the grocery without paying $2 a kilo, and you are buying $42,000, 332 on the world market. Now, if you are going to ask, well, Mina, we would like to buy gold to make into gold bullion. Yes, we will give you the gold. You test first the gold, so that we will know the purity of the gold. Then we will give you extra gram. We'll give you extra, instead of 1,000 kilograms, we'll give you 1.2, 1.3, only if you're gonna make into gold bullion. Now, our selling price is not 10%. We reduce it. We give you 8%, so that when you resell it, you make money. Fair is fair. And we don't deal chain of brokers. Well, Amina is not a broker. I work for the seller. My seller authorized me to handle sales. I am an extension virtual office. So you don't need to be scared with Wilhelmina. If you're scared, therefore you are not a buyer. A real buyer would not be scared with me. Just imagine this buyer from Botswana. Right. For 3 months, he was window shopping. He was being offered a cheap price. Then suddenly, he come back to me last week. He sent me his passport. He sent me his business license. He sent me his importation license. He did send me his bank statement that he has more than $1 million. That is the kind of buyers we are dealing with. I am going to put that buyer to Conakry. We are on the process of negotiating the contract, because this is 12 months contract. This buyer is the gold jeweler manufacturer in Botswana, and he is also looking for gold. So he's also going to supply to his own customer. He's buying gold from us in Conakry. If you want the gold in Mali, we have gold in Mali, the third largest gold producer in West Africa. But we are not selling very cheap. Show me that you have available fund. We don't show you bank guarantee. Bank will not guarantee you unless the bank position the gold. The bank will guarantee if you have $1 million. Yes, the bank will send a statement. Yes, my seller has more than $1 million. Gold is money, my love. So we don't sell cheap. We are not bigger here. According to my seller, well, Amina, we are not a bigger. We've been in gold business for 21 years. We don't care. Let the buyer come. Let the buyer to be hungry. Correct. That is why I'm telling you right now. So don't be scared. Some people doesn't like Wilhelmina. Well, they don't like to know the truth. That's the reason why I launched this, because I was being screwed before when I was in Ghana. I went to Ghana, my seller paid all my expenses. Now, you're gonna say I am a first timer. Wilhelmina, I'm scared to travel. Okay. You take Wilhelmina with you, right? You need Wilhelmina extra service. My extra service is not for free. I already given you a free information. So when you pay Wilhelmina's airfare hotel accommodation, it would be deducted from your payment. So at the end of the day, you are a winner. Why you need me? Because Africans are also fickle-minded. They are very rough the way they talk. But if I am there with you as an extra service, I will arrive the day before you arrive. So I'll do the homework for you. I'll sit down my seller. That time is my seller. We have now a buyer, a real buyer coming. So we will pick them up in the airport. And I will take you to the head office to sit down. Then you can meet my seller. Exactly what I have done with Eric Blasco. Eric Blasco from Mexico. I arrived in Ghana the day before he arrived. He signed a contract beforehand. I was also naive. So, he has a very sophisticated website. That's why I don't believe on website. I believe on the way I will interview you. So, I arrived in Ghana the day before, and he arrived, and we picked him up in the airport. We stay in the same hotel. We have a meeting. The 50 kilos during the time, the price of gold was 55,000 per kilo. During the time, 2013. Okay? So 55,000 times 50, that was 27 million. So we give the buyer a very good discount. Very, very good discount. So we brought the 50 kilos inside the refinery called ER Logistic. So when you taste the gold, there is a cost of $50 per kilo. So when we brought the 50 kilos, Eric Blasco and Mr. Marina have no 2,500. So there was a commotion. I said to my seller, okay, let's take the 3 kilos to acid the gold in order for the buyer to see the purity and the carats. Perfect. After the meeting, and Eric and I and my seller was in the boardroom. I have the video on my Facebook. And Eric says he has a concern and needs. And Eric said, I understand your concern and needs. The concern of Eric Blasco is to screw us. He screwed me first. He wanted the gold to bring to Mexico. Lucky I have a very good driver who tell me the secret that they are conniving with David Anim. And I stopped the shipment of 50 kilos. That was my learning experience. That was how I detect a very, very corrupt buyers. In this industry, there are so many corrupt. This is a very dangerous business. But I am a woman. I'm not scared with guys because I don't receive money from you. I'm not. You pay to the seller. I am only here to guide you. When you are happy, then the seller is happy. My services, the seller is paying my work. Right. You're not paying my work. I only charge you my extra service if you want my extra service. If not, I will arrange your travel there. But if there is a problem, do not come back to Wilhelmina because I couldn't help you. That is the reason why this video gives you an enlightenment. Do not cut corner. Do not shortcut the journey. You're gonna be stumbled down on your journey. You met an accident because this is a very, very lucrative business. Right? So if you're a small trader, you need to register your company because you cannot take the gold out of the country. Especially if you're going to bring the gold to Dubai, importation is 5%. If you're going to bring gold to India, the importation is very high. If you're going to bring gold to Australia, our importation is 10% called GST. So you have to pay for it. That is why we give you a discount in order for you to get the profit. But if you're gonna float around from broker to broker, you are obliged to pay your broker because that broker, he found Wilhelmina to introduce you. We are not paying double commission here. We are not. We don't entertain chain of jokers or broker. We don't. I prefer to talk to you directly. Then you save your profit. And if you deal with broker to broker, you are obliged to pay your broker. We no longer dealing with chain of joker broker. Nah. We are now online. That this video is giving you the enlightenment. You're gonna say, oh, I hate this woman. Too bad if you hate me. Because I don't know you. Why you gonna hate me for? Therefore, you are not a buyer. You don't have the money. the real buyer would not hate me. The real buyer will love us because we have the supply. Only jokers, only the scammer will hate me because they don't want to know the truth. The meaning of scam means lie, deceive, manipulate. You are going to manipulate, but I'm going to stop that. I am giving you the right procedure. So do not muck around. Do not shorten the business, or else you're gonna lose money if you are dealing with a cheap offer. Believe me, our price is tax inclusive. You are not paying taxes. The seller will pay his government. He will declare that. So when you gonna pay the money after, say you release that bank to bank, then the seller will use that money to pay the taxes. So you're gonna say, oh well, Amina, how I'm gonna save my money? You will, because the gold will put that into the metal box, and then you discuss it when you're gonna be on the ground where the gold to be deposited, both names, buyers and seller, and then you're gonna get the key and the seller get the key. A minute that the payment will be cleared, 3 working days, then the seller will start to secure export documentation. Then it's ready for you to take. Then the seller will ship it to your destination. So you need, on your letter of intent, you need to specify who is your shipper to receive the gold on the arrival, because it needs to be cleared on custom. The seller has a shipper, he will deliver it to your destination. So you have to inform your refinery, whoever the refinery, so that the refinery will clear that in custom. Is that make sense now? I think my explanation is very clear. Yeah, I don't know why you don't understand. I don't know. I will summarize again, before I'm gonna close my explanation in front of you. Number 1, you already saw me, right? You've been reading my virtual page on Facebook. Number 1, you send a letter of intent to purchase on your company letterhead. Attention to Wilhelmina first, because Wilhelmina will validate your letter of intent. Number 2, you state that how many carats, the purity, the destination, and your refinery account, refinery address. Then next, the mode of payment. Now you're gonna state on your letter of intent, Wilhelmina, I am a small trader. I want the gold CIF. Then you have a problem, because CIF stands for cost, insurance, and freight. We are not dealing with CIF. You pay for the gold. How are you able? I will help you to secure. For example, 50 kilos. You are going to bring that to Texas. For example, we will ask you a commitment. It's not upfront. A commitment that you are a true buyer. Now, 50 kilos, you pay 50%. That is safe. Then the balance of 50%, you pay that after final assay. The seller's representative will come together with you. So we ask for guarantee that when the seller's representative will come with you, we will ask you a guarantee that the seller representative must be alive when he come home, because we have already bad experience in the past. So when you will be invited, we guarantee you that you are safe, because you are our valued customer. You provide us everything, and then we will provide you a business license as well, an export license. So both of you, buyers and seller, are exchanging information. So that information will not float around from broker to broker. We will send it to you directly after Wilhelmina will validate you, because I would know which seller I'm going to put you. Right. Then I will send the letter of intent to my head office, because I handle different sellers. Right. I handle Mali, I handle Conakry, I handle Sierra Leone, I handle Cameroon. But I would know which seller I'm going to put you. So then you are safe. Now then you're gonna say, oh, I found Wilhelmina. Oh, I lost money. I was being scammed, because your eyes is bigger than $1. That is the reason why. I'll tell you how the word is scam. 2011, I had a buyer called Salwan Kanwar, right? And he signed a contract with us. He has a lawyer, and his lawyer is really not really a lawyer. He's only good for paperwork. And I reviewed the contract. This is how true, right? Salwan Kanwar is an Indian national, but he lived in Canada. He went to Ghana with Heidi. And out of 20, he reduced to 5 kilos. And he doesn't have the money because he said to me, well, Amina, how much do you think I'm going to bring? I said to him that you have to ask your government because you're allowed to bring $10,000 only because of money laundering. So Salwan Kanwar, I advised him. When he arrived in Ghana, he changed his eyes bigger than a dollar. So he reduced to 5 kilos. So I wasn't aware. I wasn't there. So he asked the gold to geological refinery laboratory to get the assay report. So he was happy. And he was manipulate Ancient Mining Company's father, Mr. Boto. This is a real, huh? So he didn't pay the 200,000 worth of gold 5 kilos. So he only paid 17,000 tax during the time. So he did hand carry. So I was not aware that he's going to sell the gold to the refinery. Lucky, I'm very, very vigilant. On the contract, I put the address of the refinery, the name, the telephone number, and who is in charge of the refinery. So they arrived in Canada. So they asked the gold to the refinery. The refinery didn't buy the gold. Why? The gold is full of brush. So I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware on the time because I didn't travel. So we were being abused. Well, Amina was being abused and was being accused. I didn't receive any single cent from Salwan Kanwar. Never. And he paid the tax only to Ghana. So since then, I reviewed it and I called Justice. I said, oh, Justice, we were being abused by Salwan Kanwar. And Justice said, well, Amina, if the gold is fake, tell the buyer to return the gold and we will re-assay and we will replace the gold. Salwan Kanwar did not return the gold. So therefore, he is a scammer. Because he is scam Ancient Mining Company. So Ancient Mining Company also lost the gold. I told Justice, do not believe on buyer. Buyers are liars. So I was being abused and I was being blocked. I really don't care because I didn't receive any single cents. So that is the reason why people, oh, well, Amina is a scammer. I don't know. I didn't receive any single cents from you guys. You're stupid accusing me. You don't know me. I didn't even receive any single cents from you. You scam the seller. So since then, then Oro Mining Company invited me to come to Ghana. I did learn that gold in Ghana, some of the gold in Ghana are only good for industrial. Yes, that is the reason why, because the gold will shrink. So I learned, I sold gold from my buyer from Sydney and he sold it to Aurora, and 1,000 kilogram, it is 99.0. The gold is coming from Ghana as well. But my seller, his gold is very good. So the 1,000 kilograms after the assay turned to 996.5. So 99.0. So that gold is perfect to make into jewelry. But if you make into gold volume, then I learned that the gold needs an extra gram of 200 or 300 grams because in every bar have a different purity and the carats. In Conakry, the purity is very high. So I would not encourage you to come to Ghana with me. I discourage you. Come to Conakry or come to Mali. Rest, I can guarantee you, Mali is the third largest gold producer in West Africa. Conakry is land of plenty. So come with Wilhelmina. Don't be scared. No one will cheat you this time because the seller would not accept money. There is no upfront. You come with invitation, you test the gold, then after the testing, then I'm gonna ask you what would be the next. Because if you don't have the money, you would never get gold out of the country. Because how the seller will declare that to his country of origin that he's going to pay value added tax and export tax. That is seller's business, not your business. You pay for the gold. That is the reason why our selling price is tax inclusive this time. You don't need to pay taxes. Now going back to Mali. Okay? Because I have a buyer, he's in Mali. And he said there's so many scammers. No, you were been asking for cheap price. That is the reason why in Mali, the big association. A minute you keep on window shopping, everybody knows you. Alright? So that is the reason why you're gonna say, oh, in Mali there are so many scammers. You are one of the scammers because you are window shopping. And I would not deal with you if you are on the ground. I wouldn't touch you. No, I wouldn't. Because you've been window shopping, you're asking for cheap price, therefore you're a broker. You are a broker. So that is the reason why you need to have a formal letter of intent. Most of the broker are scared to reveal their buyer. Why? Because of the commission. If you are working for your buyer, you need to have an agreement with your buyer that you're going to travel. Your buyer is paying you of your travel cost. Right. And then you are window shopping, your eyes is bigger than a dollar. Today, the buyer is not paying me. I've given you free consultation already. The buyer only needs me if the buyer required my presence. Okay, one of the buyer paid a broker $100,000 just to find the gold. You are not paying Wilhelmina $100,000 here. You are only paying my trip and my hotel accommodation and a little bit of spending money to be with you. You save more money rather than talking to a buyer's mandate. Buyer's mandate, asking double commission, then you failed. You're not going to do that. You only use Wilhelmina when you need extra service. But if you don't need extra service, being a buyer, you travel with invitation. I will monitor your movement. But if there is a problem going on the ground, don't come to Wilhelmina because I couldn't help you. I couldn't help to find a backup. But if I am there, let's talk about real business. Yeah, I'll give you my background. I've been in marketing for so many years, buying and selling exactly the same. You need to pay what you are buying for. There is no free in this world. There is no catch. Gold is money you're buying. You must remember. The world needs money. The world needs gold. Gold is money. Is that makes sense? Central bank needs gold. Jewelry manufacturer needs gold. Industrial manufacturer needs gold. Mobile phone manufacturer needs gold. Everything is gold. To make jewelry made of gold. You cannot make a jewelry without gold. You cannot produce mobile phone without gold inside. You cannot produce laptop without spare parts. There is gold on laptop. You cannot make a car. There is gold on the car. There is gold on bicycle. You cannot make a watch without gold. So gold has many uses, my love. So if you're gonna say, I wanna buy gold with no upfront fee, therefore you are not a buyer. So therefore you're a joker. Thank you very much and have a pleasant good morning. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Thank you.